So my boy Rob Thomas and I are here in Golden Gate Park, and we're heading on our way to the 15th Annual Anarchist Bookfair, and we're not really sure what that's going to entail or what to expect, so we're going to bring you guys some coverage on that. So thanks for watching. Well, we found it. I see a fear sweater and some gauges, so I'm pretty sure we're here.
The idea behind the Obama deception is that the voters were convinced that Obama was the change between black and white. The difference was black and white, right? There was a major difference between Bush and Obama. But the fact of the matter is that Obama is related to Cheney and related to Bush. They all have the same common ancestor. And the mainstream news would not cover that, of course, but the Rupert Murdoch press actually did a little bit of this coverage. They had a couple articles about it, and Obama was forced to admit that he's Cheney's cousin. And of course, this went pretty much unnoticed. On a larger issue, though, nobody seemed to care that Obama not only went to Harvard, but his father went to Harvard. And the reason he went to Harvard was because he was from the ruling class of Africa, basically the kings of Africa. So this was not any change of substance from one basically criminal to the next.
How's it going?
Good. I'm Jerry Vlasic, and I'm a press officer at the North American Animal Liberation Press Office. We're a media organization that supports the underground action of animal liberations to people who are willing to break the law in most cases to liberate animals from conditions of abuse and to inflict economic sabotage against those who abuse animals or exploit them for human purposes. So what we do is we typically take their underground anonymous communiques and we publicize those communiques, talk about why they did what they did so that the mainstream media and the general public can understand what's going on and why it's necessary to break these unjust laws, just as unjust laws have been broken in the past to oppose slavery and Jim Crow laws and apartheid and everything else. So we feel like it's important that these people are supported and that we be able to talk to the mainstream media about what they do.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say is the state of animal cruelty today and where we're at in terms of that regard?
Well, unfortunately, there's more animal exploitation, suffering, and killing going on today than ever before in human history. Animal agriculture makes up the vast majority of those suffering lives, on the order of something like 10 billion with a B. It's 10 billion animals a year just in the United States alone that are killed for the taste of their flesh. We certainly don't need to eat animal products. As a physician myself, I can assure you that people are much healthier if they don't eat animal flesh. Plant-based diet is much healthier. Most of the diseases that we die from in this day and age, heart disease, stroke, and cancer, are caused by and large, by a meat-based diet. So there's certainly no need to eat animals, and as a result of eating animals, in order to produce enough animal flesh to feed as many people as we have, it takes an immense amount of suffering on factory farming type operations to produce enough animal flesh for people to consume. So it's a horribly cruel and unnecessary industry. And other industries are like vivisection. There's more animals dying in laboratories today than there was 100 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. So we're really losing the battle against animal exploitation.
What would you say in terms of maybe a vegetarian versus vegan diet? Which one would you say is healthier for people?
Well, a vegan diet is without any question a healthier diet for humans. It's certainly a better diet for animals and for the environment as well. Cows that are bred for milk production and other dairy products have to be constantly impregnated. Their offspring, their babies, are taken away from them as soon as they're born to prevent them from drinking the milk that people want to steal from them. It's a horrible situation for both the animals. It's horrible for the environment. They consume mass amounts of food that could be given to human beings directly. And it's also unhealthy for people. Dairy products are not healthy for people. no other species lives off the milk of another species, and certainly there's no reason for humans to live off the milk of another species. And in fact, most people in the world are lactose intolerant. It's only relatively recently in Western European descendancy that people have developed the ability to drink any sort of milk after their infancy. So it's not a natural condition at all. It's certainly a business that's there to enrich those who sell milk and milk products.
Bob Offer Westort. I'm the civil rights organizer for the Coalition on Homelessness. Right now in the United States, anywhere from 1 to 2% of our population is homeless, and that's been the situation, or it's been approaching that situation for the past basically 30 years now, since the federal government cut funding for public housing, and the private market has been taking affordable housing off the market and making it basically a speculation game. So right now we have millions of people in the United States who are homeless. And in any given year, there are millions more who will spend some of their time homeless and some of their time housed. In San Francisco, the official number is that we've had 6,600 roughly homeless people, but that count is definitely low. It's probably more like 14 to 20,000 homeless people. At the same time, we have just over 1,100 shelter beds. So we definitely have 5,000, and probably have more like 12 to 18,000 homeless people who can't get access to shelter. The mayor of San Francisco and the chief of police are looking to create a new law which will make it illegal to sit down on the sidewalk. Now, obviously that's going to hit homeless people hardest, but it's also going to hit day laborers, it's going to hit children in communities of color, it's going to hit queer kids. Anybody who spends any significant part of their life outside and needs to rest sometimes is going to become a criminal under this law. And it's basically another way in which our communities and our public space are being taken away from the majority of us and being used for the benefit of business interests.
So it'll actually make it so that we cannot sit on a sidewalk in San Francisco.
Right. There's a lot of misinformation going around it. Like it's not a law against obstructing the sidewalk. That's already illegal. There are 2 such laws. It's a law against sitting down on the sidewalk when you have no intention of causing any harm by sitting down. So that's what it is. You just can't sit on the sidewalk. Can't lie down on the sidewalk. Can't rest on the sidewalk. Can't do anything but walk or shop or or stand looking in a window at the sidewalk on the sidewalk rather.
Hey, my name is Joey, and I'm with Bound Together Anarchist Collective Bookstore. And we started in 1976 as a collective bookshop, and we've been around ever since then. We now have a location on Haight. We're still an all-volunteer collective bookshop. In celebration of our 20th anniversary of the bookshop, we started this Bay Area Anarchist Bookfair. That was 15 years ago. And the idea of the book fair was we wanted to have some kind of event that not only brought people in the anarchist community together, but also people who were not anarchists. We wanted it to be something that was comfortable enough for people who may have an interest in anarchism but were not part of the milieu. The intention really was to bring in people who weren't part of this community. I'm not sure we've been successful at that.
I mean, I've seen everything from art books to books on different kinds of anarchy to books on veganism. I saw a Twilight book.
Yeah.
You know, it's all different aspects of literature, it seems like, but also with kind of with an activist influence.
Oh, for sure there's an activist influence. I mean, if you look at anarchism really is, I think, the held belief or the understanding of human nature that people are intrinsically able to get along with each other. Left to their own devices, they will live cooperatively. So, and we do bring that all together here.
Well, that's great.
Artists have always been a major part of the anarchist community.
Keep on there. This is the question.
I don't know. We're lost, though. It's like way too many anarchists out today.
You haven't seen a single anarchist.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Mohawks or Molotov cocktails.
I'm rather disappointed.
Maybe it's like it's a more conservative book fair. Maybe it's more like the ones we had in like elementary school.